her get to work for you. Misty will help you find the home that meets your needs. And the best part is, she will walk you through each and every step of your purchase and truly guide you through the entire process until you sign your name on the dotted line. Your path to owning your own home is only a click away at mistywoods.com.
This is number 46, Shane Dosaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the game on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see a Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call us Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you. Hey, this is Alan, 1112 BISN, coming at you live for the second half of our doubleheader action as your Cheyenne South Bison take on the Cheyenne Central Indians. My co-partner in crime, Steve McDonald, is homesick, but I've got a special guest with me tonight. The one and only Keith Grenewig is going to sit in with me tonight, so I've got to be really good tonight. I've got to be really good tonight. I can't bash on anybody. Keith Grenewig, honestly, probably one of the best high school officials in the state. If you want to get on here, Keith, you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, or you're more than welcome to say anything you want to. I will try my hardest. I'm going to make a pledge right now as we do the Pledge of Allegiance, the Star Spangled Banner, National Anthem. I will try my hardest not to bash on the refs tonight. Central Color Guard. Great rendition of the national anthem there. I always love it when the high schools bring out the color guard. That's such a great thing to see. Keith.
What's up, man?
Well, I'll tell you what. How great is it feeling that you are next to never nominated radio guy?
It's an honor. Truly an honor.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's great to have Keith Grenewig. I've known Keith for a long time. Kids grew up, played against each other all through their – well, they played together 1 year, actually.
They played together. That's right. I got to coach Kyler for a year.
There you go. And now we get the honor of having you as our guest color guy for the game. And we couldn't ask for a better game to have Keith sit in on as the South Bison face the Central Indians. Now, I'll be full South. Keith will probably be both ways because he's just a fan of the sport.
Absolutely.
So your starting lineup for South is going to consist of number 2, Michael DeBryan, number 3, Marquez Jefferson, number 24, Austin Barker, Returning is number 30, Richard Blackwell. And then number 35, the senior Shane Dillsaver. And then looking for Central. Whew, we got a tall one here. Number 2, Fraley, 6'3", junior. Then we've got Bryce Francois, returning starter from last year, 5'10", senior. Then number 22, Brock Anderson, 6'4", junior. Number 25, 6'3", junior, Jackson Ayala. And then number 33, 6'3", junior, Grant Storbo. And I'll tell you what, Grant Storbo is the one I told you guys earlier about in the pregame show. Do not leave him alone on the three-point line because he shoots 48% from behind the arc. Great ball player there. And I'll tell you what, look at the stands. The stands are packed. You got the South fans from here over, Central fans from here over, and this is what high school basketball is about right here.
Absolutely. There's nothing like a packed gym, high school gym for basketball.
And you know what makes it great is because in high school, it means so much to them still. And there's so much passion, not just with the sports, with the athletes, but with the fans. And let's hope we have a nice, clean game here. Both teams coming off very tough losses last night. I'll tell you what, that's the first time I've seen Storbo in a couple of years. He's gotten tall.
Central definitely has the height advantage in this game. They're big all the way across the board.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. As Richard Blackwell is going to be in the jump circle. Looks like that is number 2, Fraley, going to jump with him. One thing about Jefferson, though, he's only 6. They have him as 6 foot, 6'2". He can jump pretty tall, and he actually wins. That's a double.
No, that's a violation.
Violation?
Violation. You cannot go up in the jump ball
and get it.
And then grab it in the circle.
This is why I'm glad I have Keith here.
He could have tapped it again. He could have tapped it to somebody outside the circle. He just couldn't pick it up and grab it. So that's a violation. The ball goes to white, and then the South should have the arrow.
And they do. And so Francois gets the ball. He goes far side, being met by Jefferson. We got Schaefer right in front of us, and that is Anderson with the ball now. He gets it over to number 25. He gets it onto the baseline. Storbo pulls it back out to Francois, top of the key, gives it far side to Anderson. Anderson back to number 25, thought about the three. He gives it over to Storbo. He launches the three. And what do I tell you? You cannot let this kid alone.
That's a pretty shot, man. He's got a nice touch on that ball.
DeBryan comes back with the three himself.
Back-to-back threes. That's what we like to see.
What a way to start the game. And the score is tied 3-3 on the Dairy Queen scoreboard as Storbo hits the three in the first possession for Central, and DeBryan hits the three for South. And that's Anderson with the ball being guarded by Dillsaver. Dillsaver cuts him off, gives it over to number 25, Ayala. Back to Storbo, being guarded by Barker. And that is Francois. Francois back to Anderson. Far side, gives it over to Ayala. Ayala being guarded by DeBryan. They get it down low. That is Anderson. Trying to post up Dillsaver. Turnaround jumper missed. Rebounded by Dillsaver. Quickly ahead to DeBryan, who goes in, passes it off. Over to Barker for three, and he hits it. All that set up by the Dillsaver rebound. Nice assist by DeBryan on that. Francois slows it down. South leads 6-3 on the Dairy Queen scoreboard. Gives it near side to Ayala. Ayala's 25. I was calling Fritz Fraley number 2. My bad, guys. And that is Blackwell with the tip rebound over to DeBryan. DeBryan quickly ahead, far. He gets it into the front court. He tries to get it down low, and so gives it over to Dillsaver, top of the key. Down low pass to Blackwell, saves it from going out of bounds. He's still on the baseline, gives it over to DeBryan. Back to Shane. Shane sets the offense to Jefferson. Now Jefferson comes near side, gives it over to Barker. Barker near side baseline, down low to Blackwell. Blackwell puts it on the floor. Turnaround jumper, and he hits it.
Nice touch, high off the rim.
Yes.
That's a great bounce on that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is nice to have him back. 8-3 lead for the Bison on the Dairy Queen scoreboard. Francois gets it across into the front court, far side over to Anderson. Now Ayala, Fraley has it. Fraley over to Storbo, down to Ayala. I got it right that time. Back to Fraley for three, and that's an air ball. It's going to go out of bounds. South possession. Nice quick pace to the start of this game.
It is. It's going back and forth. I'm really surprised Central's not hitting these buckets, though.
Well, I'll tell you what, and then they have to sub somebody in. Texera in the game. I just get the guys' names right, and they sub on me. Steve, you do a great job at this if you're listening. Jefferson into the front court to Dilsaver. Dilsaver over to Barker. Barker being guarded by Storbo. Gives it over to top of the key to DeBryan for three. He short rims it, rebounded by Francois. Francois gets the ball. He pulls it up his dribble, gives it over back to Ayala, back to Francois. Francois with the ball. He's being guarded by Jefferson. He gives it over to Texera, who checked in. That's going to be an offensive foul. Dropped his shoulder, and that's going to be a turnover. First foul for either team. And that's Shane Dilsaver going to inbound for South to Jefferson in the backcourt. Jefferson calls out the play. He gets it into the front court, being guarded by Francois. Comes near side, double screen, gets by, gives it over to DeBryan, back to Dilsaver. Dilsaver puts it on the floor, downloaded to Blackwell, turnaround jumper, misses everything but number two's hands, Fraley, who gets the rebound. And that is Texera being hounded by Dilsaver. Now Francois gets the play call, being guarded by Jefferson. And Dick's set to check in for the Bison. Now that is number two, Fraley, with the ball, gives it over to Francois. Francois, starter for the Indians last year. And McCray set to check in as well. Number 25, Ayala, gets the ball. And now it's back to Fraley. Fraley near side to Francois. Back to Ayala. Back to Storbo. Storbo back to number two, Fraley. And he almost gets it down low, and it's deflected by Blackwell. And there's a foul on the floor.
That's what caused a turnover, a potential turnover.
Yep.
Got to make that call.
Jefferson got a little bit too physical in there. So Dix and McCray set to check in. The voice of reason for this game, Keith Grenowig. And like I said, I'm not joking, folks. He's probably one of the best high school officials in the state. So every call I miss, he's going to get it right for us.
Once again, you're too generous, but thank you. It's fun to watch these officials from Colorado coming up to visit us.
Number 24 gets the putback. 24, that's Justin Reckling, who checked in, 6'4". And that goes off of one of the fans' heads. And that's a turnover South. McCray couldn't hold on to the pass. And it's Central ball. They get into the front court. That's Texera with the ball. He goes far side, being guarded by Barker, and that's a huge height difference. Now near side, Fraley with the three. Baseline three misses. That's nice battle for the ball. Texera gets the rebound. No-look pass. Down low to number two, misses it. Isaiah Dix with the rebound. One thing about Dix, he's got some hops on him, and he turns the ball over.
Bad turnover. That's a bad pass. You can't go up over the top on that one.
No, you can't. And it's 8-5 still. South leading. 3:05 left in this first quarter. Texera with the ball, gives it over to Fraley. Fraley thought about the three. Said comes over to Ayala. Gets the pass back from Ayala. Number two. Nice give and go there as number two, Fraley, gets the ball. And Barker getting the play call. Barker running point right now. He comes near side. Nobody there, so he gives it over to DeBryan. DeBryan, top of the key, gives it back to Barker. Reset the offense. Almost loses possession there as number 24 snuck in. And that was Reckling. DeBryan gives it over to Dilsaver. Dilsaver gives it back to Barker. Barker has a lane, gives it over to Dix. Dix gets the ball blocked. Jump ball, that's a good call. It's going to be South ball, though.
I can't believe I just heard you say the words, that was a good call.
You know, Steve says that the one time I say it a game, too. But it was. He went up with a shot, all ball.
Yeah,
so
he held it, brought it back down into him, and then he went up with that second shot.
So in the game now, I didn't see any subs come in, so that's good. Well, Jefferson Blackwell's back in. There's a foul on the shot attempt. Oh, that's an offensive foul on Blackwell. That's a turnover. And that's going to be, oh, they're calling that on Jefferson? They called that on Jefferson. I thought they said Blackwell. My fault. My fault, Bison fans. That's his second foul. Well, we can't have our point guard getting into foul trouble here. Second team foul, as now number one is in the game for Central. That's Ybarra. Texera with the ball, Ybarra with the ball. Texera, Ybarra. Ybarra, Texera. Oh, almost stolen away by Blackwell. And there's a travel. Turnover by Ybarra. Blackwell's deflection caused that. I am going to get tongue-tied saying their names if
You're
they
doing
pass
a great
the ball.
job. I could never do it.
Texera, Ybarra. Ybarra, Texera.
Say that 10 times fast.
And Nelson's in the game for the Bison. McCray going to run point. He's in the backcourt, calls out the play. Gets it into the front court, met by Ybarra, gives it over to Blackwell now. Blackwell backed it to McCray. McCray fakes the three, goes up for the short running jumper. It's blocked, but there's going to be contact on it. He's going to go to the free throw line for 2.
Ybarra with the foul on that one. Came across the arm and hit him.
They're going to call that every time. McCray.
That's an easy one. Even you could call that one.
I saw it. I see everything, though, Keith.
You just don't see it right. 14 got the shot.
He made the shot good. I was too busy looking down. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm here to help you. McDonald, you owe me big time. That's all I can tell you.
McCray 100% on the season, actually, for the free throw line. And I jinxed him.
Way to go. That's all on you.
That's on me. McCray family, if you're watching, I apologize. And Ybarra into the front court, met by McCray.
Give them a call at 634-DIP. That's 634-3477. Or stop in at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1. Custom Illusions, your hydro dipping and automotive specialist.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming. This.
And here we go, second quarter action. Central's going to have the possession arrow, so they get the ball. South leads 11-9. And Central inbounds, that's Ybarra with the ball. And he gets it into the front court. He's met by McCray, though. He gets the ball off to number 24. That's Reckling. Reckling puts it on the floor. He gives it off, and it's back to Reckling. Reckling over to Ybarra. Ybarra near side to Storbo. Storbo guarded by DeBryan. Gives it over to Ayala. Almost turns it over. Ybarra puts up a nice turnaround jumper. He hits it. Ybarra with the basket. Ties the game 11-11. McCray quickly ahead into the front court. Loses possession. Gives it over to Nelson. Nelson with the ball now. Nelson gives it over to Dilsaver. Dilsaver back to McCray. McCray near side almost turns it over. Gives it over to DeBryan. Now top of the key. DeBryan instead takes the three. He misses it, and it's going to be rebounded by Ybarra. Ybarra quickly into the front court near side. He gives it over to number 25, Ayala. Ayala to Storbo, and that's stolen away by DeBryan. DeBryan going in for the layup. He's challenged, and he misses it, and he goes down hard, and it's rebounded by Central. Ybarra back into the front court.
You got to make those layups. Those are easy points that you can't give away.
Yes, you do. And there's going to be a foul on South. Number 35. That's going to be Dilsaver, his first.
Barker and Beltran are both into the game.
Right on. Thank you.
You bet.
Third foul on South. DeBryan with another steal. This time he's going to pull up, slow it down. That's a right call, I think. Third steal for DeBryan. South tied 11-11 on the Dairy Queen scoreboard. Barker near side comes over to DeBryan. DeBryan back to the top of the key. Down low pass to Blackwell. Blackwell turnaround jumper. Just misses it.
Tough shot. He went up strong in the trees. Almost got that one.
Well, I tell you what, you got 3 6'3" guys around you. You got to shoot a little higher than you normally. Ybarra with the ball now. Ybarra goes far side, met by Barker. Gives it over to number 22, Anderson. Anderson, nice screen down low. Gives it off to number 24, Reckling. And there's going to be a timeout South. The Central has their first lead of the game. 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it here. Tell you what, Mike DeBryan, 3 steals already. He's only got 5 points on the game, though. He's had nice opportunities, just not going up strong with the basket.
Yeah, he's got to go up strong. Like I said, when you have those fast break, those open shots like that, you got to take those easy points. You can't give them away.
You really do. And one thing Central's doing well in this game, they're starting to feed the ball down low to their trees, and all they got to do is quick turnarounds, and they're pretty much right there anyways. Even with the strength we have in Blackwell, we can't get the height to at least challenge some of those shots.
And that puts Central down low, and they're also for the offensive rebound that they weren't getting earlier in the first quarter.
Yep, exactly. So it will be South's ball. Central has their first lead of the game, 13-11. And Dilsaver inbounds it to Barker. Barker now slowly gets the ball up into the front court with slow pace. South usually likes to push the pace on offense. Gives it over to Beltran. Beltran gives it off to Dilsaver, reverses it over to DeBryan. DeBryan far side, gives over to Dix. Dix back to reverses it over to Barker. Barker, boy, he better do something. Gives it over to Dix.
Almost got a 5 count.
Yes, he did. Barker now top of the key. Nice screen by Dilsaver. Gives it over to Beltran. Beltran, nobody to give it to. Gives it back to Barker. They reset the offense. He's going to be guarded by number 2, Fraley. Back to DeBryan. DeBryan back to Dix. Dix reverses it to Beltran, far side. Back to DeBryan.
I thought he was going to take that open shot.
I thought he was too. He saw Anderson coming out in the DeBryan gets the deflected pass. Tries to reverse it, gives it over to Beltran. South, nice patient offense. Nothing's there. They're not forcing the issue. Beltran with the ball. Gives it over to Dix. Dix back to DeBryan. DeBryan back to Dilsaver. Nice little drive there. That's going to be, they're calling it on the floor. I think it's going to be on Barker. Did he clear out? Yep. Must have cleared out with that elbow.
He did. He did leave with that arm. He put it out there. When you extend that elbow like that, it's going to be an automatic offensive call.
Every time. Costly turnover for South, trailing 13-11. Francois with the ball for the Indians. He's met by Barker in the backcourt. Francois slowly taking his time, getting the ball finally into the front court, and he gets it in, and he gives it over to Anderson. Anderson to Storbo. Storbo pulls up from the free throw line for a jumper. He misses it, and that's a nice save by Storbo.
What a great save, right up the feet of Brian.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I would have done what Isaiah did. Try to protect anybody from getting. He just didn't. He lost track of where the central player was.
He did.
Storbo made a great play to save that.
He did. That was great hustle play. Gotta love it when you see a kid go to the floor.
Yes, you do. Central gets the ball down low to Fraley. Fraley turns it around for the jumper. Biggest lead for Central, 15-11. Barker quickly ahead, and he gets it off to Beltran.
You got to put pressure on those shots, even down low. Put a body on them.
Barker that's Beltran for 3, and he misses. Rebound Central.
Central starting to pick up those rebounds now too.
But I tell you what, we're not getting enough bodies going to the basket. We've got 4 rebounds this game, and we're 4 minutes left until the half. Anderson launches the 3 over Dilsaver, rebounded by Beltran. Beltran quickly into the front court, slows it down, gives it over to DeBryan. DeBryan, not hearing Barker calling for the ball, he gets the ball and finally sets the offense. He's being guarded by Francois.
Every time DeBryan gets the ball, the Central student section's all over him.
Yep. Yes, they are. Probably because they know that his dad used to coach it. What do you think?
Probably just a little bit of animosity there, or just good sportsmanship.
Good sportsmanship. Beltran thought about the 3 instead, drives into the basket against Storwell, puts up a nice little tall jumper, misses it.
He had to look.
We are 4.5 minutes into the second quarter. South has yet to score a point this quarter. Anderson met by Dilsaver. He gets by Dilsaver. Oh, no, there's Storwell wide open from the baseline. You cannot leave Storwell alone on the baseline. And there's an official timeout. 18-11 lead. I said it in the pregame. You cannot leave Grant Storwell wide open.
I was just going to say that same thing. You can't leave him open in the corner. He loves that spot.
He loves that spot.
I've watched him shoot it from that corner several times.
And there's going to be a full timeout by South. We're going to take one with them on 11-12 BISN, your Bison Network. Is your home beginning to look like an episode of Borders on the A&E Network? Then head over to American Storage and Postal. With 555 storage units ranging from 5x10 to 12x42, they'll have the right size unit that fits your needs. American Storage also has warehouse units with heat, phone, and power. No need to worry about the security of your belongings because American Storage is equipped with 24-hour video surveillance and a computer-controlled entry system to ensure the safety and security of you and your property. So before the clutter pushes you out of your house, call American Storage at 307-635-9335. Or go see them at 1903 South Greeley Highway and tell them 1112 BISN sent you. Ooh, second quarter action. We are 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter. South has not scored a basket.
They need one on this possession.
Yes, we do, as the Central Indians are on a 9-0 run to start the second. Well, I can't say start the second quarter because we're over halfway through it. Jefferson's still on the bench. 2 fouls. DeBryan with the ball. Fans, let him hear it. And that's Barker now, far side. Gives it over to Blackwell. Blackwell, nice little up and under move. Gives it over to Nelson, though. Nelson drives into the lane. Gives it off to DeBryan. Long 3. In and out. That was a good-looking shot. It just didn't fall. And that's Francois with the ball. It didn't fall, and Francois has the ball. I make myself laugh, sorry.
Yeah, stick with sports, would you?
Okay. And number 25 with the shot. He misses it. Tap out by Fraley to Storbo. Storbo gives it off to Francois. 2.5 minutes left in this second quarter.
That's the difference that heights makes all over again. Got to box that out.
Got to box it out. Francois to number 25, Ayala. Ayala. So we almost get unplugged by my best friend, Dumas. And there's number 2, Ayala. Fraley, 6'3" junior. Gives it over to Storbo. They reverse it to Texier, far side. He tries the baseline, cut off by Dilsaver. Gives it over, and now it's Francois with the ball back in front of us. Francois gives it over to Texier. Down low, and that's going to be a foul on Blackwell.
That's a good call down low.
Yes, it is.
That's one of those 4 automatics this year. You put 2 hands on a body, anytime they got their ball in their hands, that's an automatic.
Automatic now.
Well, it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be.
You know, we always get it right.
Yeah, I know. That's Richard's first foul of the game. 5th foul on South. And number 25 with the ball, that is Ayala. Gives it over to Reckling. Back to Francois. Reverses it to Storbo. Storbo. Back to Reckling. I'm sorry, Reckling now with the ball. Nice steal by DeBryan. That's his 4th steal of the game. Nothing there. He pulls it up wisely. Gives it over to Dilsaver. Brendan Nelson gets his shot blocked.
Oh, Blackwell made a great rebound and put back on that play.
Great put back by Blackwell as Nelson's shot got blocked. 18-13, South trailing by 5, 1:20 left. That's our first basket of the second quarter. first points, period. Texier with the ball far side, gives it over to Reckling, down low. Reckling, turn around.
Yeah, they got to call that.
Ooh, that's going to be on Nelson.
Nelson, yeah. He went for the fake, went up in the air, came down right on top of him. That's an easy one.
Yeah, and that's our foul to give. And the next one will be putting Central in the bonus.
Anderson and Fraley back into the game for Central.
But I tell you what, that was the time to take advantage of Fraley out.
It was. They had two big guys out, and they didn't take advantage of that.
Gosh darn it. And they get the ball in to Fraley, who gets back down to Anderson. Anderson goes baseline, near side, cut off by Dilsaver. Back to Reckling. Reckling back to Anderson, near side. Anderson, the prep athlete of the week this week by Wyoming Tribune Eagle, gives it over to Francois. Francois met by Barker.
They're going to work the clock to the end of the half again on this one.
You know what? If this comes up as an empty possession, it doesn't, unfortunately. As Fraley hits the three, Barker
makes a liar out of him.
Yep. Quickly ahead to DeBryan, who goes baseline, and he's fouled. And that's going to be on Texera. That's only the third foul on Central.
That's his second, though.
We have no more fouls to give, though. Central has 3 more fouls to give. 42 seconds left. 21-13 lead for the Indians over our Bison on the Dairy Queen scoreboard as number 1 checks in. That's Ybarra. Barker set to inbound. Nobody to get it to, so he dishes it out to Dilsaver. Dilsaver waiting for Barker. Barker comes out, gets the ball, sets the offense over to Nelson. Nelson back to Barker. Barker attacks the gap, turns it over. And that's going to be Ybarra. Ybarra with the ball. And there's going to be a foul. That's going to be DeBryan's first. And that's going to be a shooting foul.
No, that was on 24 Barker. 24.
Did they call it 24?
Yeah, they called that on Barker.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have put my head down low too early. Sorry, DeBryan fans.
The referee was a little slow with his fingers on that one. That's what it was.
Second foul on Barker. 2 free throws. Going to the free throw line is Ybarra. Ybarra on the season, a 67% free throw shooter. Is this a 1-and-1?
Yeah.
Yep. And he misses the front end. Rebounded by Jefferson as he's back in the game, sitting because of foul trouble, and we've missed him dearly. Brendan Nelson goes far side baseline. There's going to be a foul. That's going to be on number 4. That's Francois, his first, the 5'10 senior. The one returning starter. Well, Anderson was a starter last year for Central too, so towards the end of the season. Nelson gets the ball to Jefferson. Jefferson gives it over to DeBryan, who's top of the key. It's like they're in a 1-2-3 zone, 1-1-3 zone, 1-1-2-3 zone. More of a matchup zone, looks like almost. Blackwell, they're calling it offensive. Turnover South. He lost his balance, fell into the player.
You're biting your tongue, aren't you?
I
can tell
am.
it's about to bleed.
It's one of those 50-50 calls, though. The Central Indian player, they both kind of tripped. I think that could have gone no call. Honestly, maybe a travel, because both players tripped over each other. But that's just me.
And the defender was definitely in place, and he was there. So we had legal guarding position, as we call it.
Okay.
The offensive player lost control, falls into the defense. You got to call something when they go to the floor. That's got to be the call.
Okay. I love that you're here. And no damage done, though, but South goes into halftime trailing 21-13. We're going to take an extended timeout for half. Be back here for second half action on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network. Have a package that you need shipped somewhere? Then visit American Storage and Postal. Not only will they custom pack your shipment, but they will also ship the package for you using UPS, FedEx, and USPS. But their service doesn't stop there. At American Storage and Postal, you can also rent mailboxes for personal or business use. They also offer other services such as fax, copying, and notary. Give American Storage and Postal a call at 307-635-9335. That's 307-635-9335. Or visit them at 1903 South Greeley Highway and tell them that 1112 BISN sent you. When you sell your home, there's a lot to worry about. Is your home priced right? Is it being marketed properly? With Misty Woods from Number One Properties, not only will she make sure that your home is priced accurately based on market value, but she will also ensure all potential buyers are aware of your listing. With her personal and professional marketing of each listing, You can rest easy by leaving all the big details to her. Visit Misty at mistywoods.com. That's MISTIE woods.com to learn more about what Misty can do for you. So start taking all of that stress away from selling your home by visiting mistywoods.com or call her at 307-214-7055. Misty Woods and Number One Properties, expertise and friendly service is just a click or a phone call away.
This is number 46, Shane Dosaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the game on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
Are you a high school student that has received an academic, athletic, music, or any other type of high school letter? If you are, then bring your letter and your letterman's jacket to A Stitch in Life, located at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard, and have them sew that patch onto your letterman's jacket for you. Specializing in sewing, tailoring, and embroidery, A Stitch in Life will bring your letterman's jacket to life. Give A Stitch in Life a call at 307-426-5009 or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard and let them know 1112 BISN sent you. Tired of paying rent? Tired of living in a house where a landlord tells you what is or what is not allowed in the home? Then visit Misty Woods for Number One Properties at mistywoods.com. That's MISTIE woods.com and begin your journey to owning your own home. Search through all of the homes that Misty has listed on her website. Then schedule a meeting with Misty and let her get to work for you. Misty will help you find the home that meets your needs. And the best part is, she will walk you through each and every step of your purchase and truly guide you through the entire process until you sign your name on the dotted line. Your path to owning your own home is only a click away at mistywoods.com.
This is number 46, Shane Dosaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the game on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see A Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call A Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
Hey, I've got a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job for custom graphics? Here's an idea. Check out Custom Illusions and put on those graphics with their hydro dipping process. Go down and see Randy Peterson. And if you got a doubt, hey, he'll let you know. Give him a call, 634-DIP. That's 634-3477, or stop by at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1. Here's a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job to get those custom graphics? Go see Randy Peterson at Custom Illusions to get those custom graphics put on through their hydro dipping process. From mild to wild, if it fits, it dips. And if you have any questions, give them a call at 634-DIP. That's 634-3477. Or stop in at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1. Custom Illusions, your hydro dipping and automotive specialist.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wyoming High School Activities Association and the Wyoming Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Is your home beginning to look like an episode of Hoarders on the A&E network? Then head over to American Storage and Postal. With 555 storage units ranging from 5x10 to 12x42, they'll have the right size unit that fits your needs. American Storage also has warehouse units with heat, phone, and power. No need to worry about the security of your belongings because American Storage is equipped with 24-hour video surveillance and a computer-controlled entry system to ensure the safety and security of you and your property. So before the clutter pushes you out of your house, Call American Storage at 307-635-9335. Or go see them at 1903 South Greeley Highway and tell them 1112 BISN sent you. Have a package that you need shipped somewhere? Then visit American Storage and Postal. Not only will they custom pack your shipment, but they will also ship the package for you using UPS, FedEx, and USPS. But their service doesn't stop there. At American Storage and Postal, you can also rent mailboxes for personal or business use. They also offer other services such as fax, copying, and notary. Give American Storage and Postal a call at 307-635-9335. That's 307-635-9335. Or visit them at 1903 South Greeley Highway and tell them that 1112 BISN sent you. When you sell your home, there's a lot to worry about. Is your home priced right? Is it being marketed properly? With Misty Woods from Number One Properties, not only will she make sure that your home is priced accurately based on market value, but she will also ensure all potential buyers are aware of your listing. With her personal and professional marketing of each listing, you can rest easy by leaving all the big details to her. Visit Misty at mistywoods.com. That's MISTIE woods.com to learn more about what Misty can do for you. So start taking all of that stress away from selling your home by visiting mistywoods.com or call her at 307-214-7055. Misty Woods and Number One Properties, expertise and friendly service is just a click or a phone call away. What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see A Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call A Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you. Are you a high school student that has received an academic, athletic, music, or any other type of high school letter? If you are, then bring your letter and your letterman's jacket to A Stitch in Life, located at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard, and have them sew that patch onto your letterman's jacket for you. Specializing in sewing, tailoring, and embroidery, A Stitch in Life will bring your letterman's jacket to life. Give A Stitch in Life a call at 307-426-5009 or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard and let them know 1112 BISN sent you. Tired of paying rent? Tired of living in a house where a landlord tells you what is or what is not allowed in the home? Then visit Misty Woods from Number One Properties at mistywoods.com. That's MISTIE woods.com and begin your journey to owning your own home. Search through all of the homes that Misty has listed on the website. Then schedule a meeting with Misty and let her get to work for you. Misty will help you find the home that meets your needs and the best. Hey, this is Alan, 1112 BISN, back with the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show. Your South High Bison trailing right now 21-13. And let me tell you what is so sad, what's bad about this score. Going into the second quarter, South was up 11-9. We scored 2 points in the second quarter, while Central scored 12, leading to that 21-13 deficit our Bison are facing right now. South being paced right now by Michael DeBryan with 5 points, Richard Blackwell with 4, Barker with 3, and McCrae with 1. And for the Central Indians, they're being paced right now by number 2, Fraley, who's got 7 points. Storbo has hit 2 big threes, one in the first quarter, one in the second quarter. Then you've got Ybarra with 2, and Texera with 2, and Reckling with 4. And that's your scoring output, 21-13, between these two crosstown rivals in Cheyenne South and Cheyenne Central. Much different ball game. I'll tell you what, one thing it is nice to see with this Central Indian team. This is the first time I've seen them this year. It's nice to see this type of pace being played by the Indians instead of slowing the pace down like they have normally done in the past. But you know what? New coach, new system, new players, and if you see the size of the Indians, I mean they're tall. They're tall, and so the South Bison players, our guys have their work cut out for them if they want to cut this lead down. We'll be back for second half action in about 4 minutes on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
It is. This is number 46, Shane Dosaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the game on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see A Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call A Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
Hey, I've got a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job for custom graphics? Here's an idea. Check out Custom Illusions and put on those graphics with their hydro dipping process. Go down and see Randy Peterson. And if you got a doubt, hey, he'll let you know. Give him a call, 634-DIP. That's 634-3477, or stop by at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1. Here's a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job to get those custom graphics? Go see Randy Peterson at Custom Illusions to get those custom graphics put on through their hydro dipping process. From mild to wild, if it fits, it dips. And if you have any questions, give them a call at 634-DIP. That's 634-3477. Or stop in at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1. Custom Illusions, your hydro dipping and automotive specialist.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wyoming High School Activities Association and the Wyoming Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Is your home beginning to look like an episode of Hoarders on the A&E network? Then head over to American Storage and Postal. With 555 storage units ranging from 5x10 to 12x42, they'll have the right size unit that fits your needs. American Storage also has warehouse units with heat, phone, and power. No need to worry about the security of your belongings, because American Storage is equipped with 24-hour video surveillance and a computer-controlled entry system to ensure the safety and security of you and your property. So before the clutter pushes you out of your house, call American Storage at 307-635-9335. Or go see them at 1903 South Freely Highway and tell them 1112 BISN. We're back here live as we begin second half action here on 1112 BISN. I want to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors: Capital Communications, Tri-State Veterinary Clinic, LCCC, Laramie County Community College, YDOT, the SCCDA, and who did I forget? Benchmark Engineering, Misty Woods, #1 Properties. We can't forget about Misty Woods. What are you thinking? I'll tell you what, she helped me buy our house.
You better not be forgetting her. She took care of you, man.
I can't forget her. She's a great individual. Her husband's a great individual. You know what? We got to stop with the pleasantries now. We're down by 8 points.
I think you forgot one more sponsor. Wyoming Highway Patrol.
Oh, Wyoming Highway Patrol.
We got to get a free plug-in, don't we?
Got to get a free plug for Keith Grenowig.
Hey, you want a job with the Highway Patrol, the troop? We're recruiting troopers. February 20, come to LCCC. We'll take your application. We'd love to have you.
Well, I'll tell you what a great career that would be for anybody looking for a good career. And Jefferson starts it off for the Bison. He gets it into Blackwell. Blackwell tacks the gaps, puts up a shot. He misses it, but he's fouled.
He got away with the travel on
Yes, he did. I'm not going to say nothing if you don't, though. But Ayala gets called for the foul, and Blackwell going to go to the free throw line for the first time this game. That's unusual because he averages 10 free throws a game. He had 7 free throw attempts at the end of the first half last night against Central.
Central defensively is doing a great job of staying on their feet and not going up on a shot.
He makes the first. He did not shoot from the free throw line very well last night from the Charities Trophy. He was 50%. Second free throw attempt is up. Oh, he just misses it. Rebounded by Storbo. He gets it into Francois, who is met by Jefferson.
Jefferson's so quick on his feet when he's playing defense like that.
Yes, he is, and that's going to be deflected out of bounds by Blackwell. That's one thing I really like about Jefferson. You know, it's not because of his height. I don't want to make anything about his height, but because he's not as tall, he has that low base that he can get into, and he can shift a lot easier.
He does. Quick feet. Amazing quick feet.
Francois with the ball, gets a pass to him by Ayala. And there's Fraley, leading scorer for the Indians. And there's a foul and a basket. Ayala's going to go to the free throw line. Let's see who this is on. It's going to be on Dilsaver. That's his second. Team first.
That's Ayala's first points. You can add to it right here.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Man, that's surprising. Ayala misses it.
Missed the free throw.
Rebound, Dilsaver. Dilsaver quickly ahead to Jefferson. Jefferson into the front court, passes it off to Barker, and there's going to be a foul. That's a 50-50 call, but they're going to give it to Central.
I thought they were going to call him player out of control.
Francois with the foul. That's going to be the second foul against Central.
That's his second foul as well.
Barker going to inbound. Got to get it in. Woo, gets it into Dilsaver. Dilsaver back to Jefferson. Jefferson resets the offense, being guarded by Francois. He goes far side to Barker. Barker gets it off to Blackwell. Blackwell near side to DeBryan. DeBryan gives it off to Blackwell. Once again, top of the key. Reverses it to Jefferson, far side. Back to Dilsaver now. Dilsaver near side to Barker. Tries to go baseline, cut off. Instead, gives it off to Jefferson. Jefferson attacks, gives it off to DeBryan. DeBryan, nice little head fake. And they leave Barker wide open for the three, and he misses it. Oh,
doggone it, we need that shot.
That was a good offensive set there. Nice passing. Unfortunately, the only way to come away with anything, South down 23-14. Francois down low to wide open Fraley. Somebody missed their mark.
Oh, he missed a bunny.
And Blackwell gets the rebound quickly ahead to Barker. Barker, nice little crossover move. Instead, gives it off to Dilsaver. Dilsaver reverses it to Jefferson, far side. Jefferson looking for somebody. Gives it down low to Blackwell. Blackwell backing in. Nice little head fake. Ooh, almost loses it as he passes it to Barker. Barker almost loses it, I mean. Dilsaver calls Jefferson over. South trailing 23-14 on the Dairy Queen scoreboard.
Blackwell and Ayala are really battling down low in this game.
Yes, they are. That's a nice battle down low, too. And there's a turnover by Dilsaver. Stolen away by Anderson.
Anderson's going to take it all the way. He's got great moves.
And
he didn't finish.
Ooh, that's going to be on Dilsaver. Nope. They're going to call that on Michael.
Anderson will get a couple of shots at the basket here at the free throws.
Yep. And DeBryan picks up his first, team second. Anderson on the season, 73% free throw shooter, and he's true on that one.
That's his first point.
And that pushes up the lead. It should be 24-14 if I remember correctly. Now they're still saying 23-14.
I got 24, now 25.
It should be 25. They're only saying 24. It should be 25. I wonder what Jeremiah has. Do you have 25? You have 24? Oh, we're missing something. Oh, well. It's 24-14, South down by 10. Dilsaver with the ball. Gets a nice down low pass to Blackwell, and he's fouled. Oh, that was such a nice pass. It's going to be on 25, Ayala. That's going to be the third foul on Central. And Reckling set to check in, and he does. But, I don't know. If he hands the ball to the player for the pass, that substitution shouldn't happen, right?
It shouldn't, but again, that's up to the referees. If they saw him there and the referees missed it, then they don't want to penalize the team for our mistake.
That's true. And that's going to be a foul on Reckling. That's true. There was nothing going on, actually. 24, Reckling picked up the foul. And that's 4 fouls already for Central this quarter.
They had 4 fouls in the whole first half.
South down by 10, largest deficit of the game. Barker with the ball near side, guarded by Storbo. Looking for Blackwell. They're guarding him really well. Tell you what, the post players for Central really playing Blackwell good. Barker gives it up to the top to Dilsaver. Dilsaver, nice entry pass down low. Unfortunately, Blackwell can't hold on to it, and that's almost out of bounds off Ybarra. turnover South. Third turnover of the game by Blackwell. And Dilsaver guarding Anderson. DeBryan almost forces the turnover there. Gets the deflection. Anderson takes Dilsaver to the hole. Puts up a shot against Blackwell. Misses it, but it's rebounded by number 24, Reckling. He puts the putback up and in, and DeBryan's going to get charged with the foul. That's his second foul of the game. Timeout South, 30-second timeout. This is a good timeout. We're going to keep it here, though. Schaefer's got to keep his guys' heads in the game. Right now, it's little mistakes that's beating them, I think.
Absolutely, and that was a dumb foul. Followed through, hit him on the head.
Yep.
Going up for a shot. You don't need a foul like that.
You know, especially when the player's in front of you that close to the basket, he's obviously taller than you. You're taking a big risk, at least even swiping for the ball. 9 times out of 10, those type of swipes are going to end up in fouls.
That's true. As an official, when we see that hammer coming across, it's going to be really hard to not put air in that whistle.
Yep. Oh, dang. Boy, Steve.
Am I going to replace him?
I like that. You left me speechless.
That's really hard to do.
Number 24, Reckling, going to the free throw line. He's a 52% free throw shooter.
Now, the sub should not go in. That's what they're trying to determine. If he's not at the table before that first horn goes off, the sub is not supposed to come in.
Yep.
And that's the right call. He wasn't there at the table in time.
I love it when you have officials that really know the game like that.
Are you saying that Steve doesn't really know the game? Did you hear that, McDonald? That was your partner throwing you under the bus right there.
And he misses the free throw as Dilsaver gets the rebound. Jefferson with the ball. I would never say that, Steve. If you're listening, I would never say that about you. DeBryan gets to the baseline. He gets cut off. He goes for the shot anyways.
Oh, that's a tough shot.
Tough shot.
The big guys like that.
You know, when you're giving up 6 inches, Anderson quickly. Oh, that's a nice spin move.
That is one of his best moves to the basket. When he goes in and makes that spin move under the basket.
DeBryan gets the ball and he loses it. Turnover South. We had numbers. DeBryan unable to corral that pass in and he loses it. Ybarra quickly ahead, met by Jefferson, goes far side to Storbo. Scores 28-14. Ybarra, nice pass attempt, but it's lost and back to Reckling. Storbo loses it, and that's going to be a turnover. DeBryan picks up the ball. He pulls up for a short jumper, misses it, and that's going to be Reckling. He's going to go out of bounds. Travel. Turnover Central.
That's a much better play by DeBryan. Even though the basket didn't go in, he's under control. He didn't have the numbers, but why go against the big trees when you're not going to make it to the hole?
And you know what? That could set him up later and for a good pump fake, get those big guys in the air so he can get around him easier. Because now they got him thinking he's going to take those little short jumpers. South trailing by 14, 28-14. We're at the halfway point of the third quarter on the Dairy Queen scoreboard. DeBryan near side baseline takes it into the paint, reverses it out and turns it over. Stolen away by Anderson.
Nice pass up to Fraley.
Oh, that's a nice dish to Fraley. Timeout Central.
That's a great transition play by Central, running the floor.
All set up by a bad pass as Gabe McDonald set to check in for the first time this game.
Massive subs coming in.
Massive subs, boy.
Giving the starters a breather.
That's a Schaefer move. When he's not happy with what his starting unit does, he is not afraid to put his second team out there. I've seen it for 4 years now.
It's not really a bad thing to do, though. You know what? Give those kids a mental break. Give them a chance to regroup and get their thoughts. Gives him a time to coach them all together at one time while the subs are out there. And that way, when they come back in, they're ready to go as a team again.
Exactly. And one thing about Central subs, they've got some good offensive players here, so it's not like they're giving up. These guys can actually whittle away at this lead if they really play together as a team.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's going to be white ball or south ball.
South ball, yep.
Because they just scored that basket. Now, you know what I would do in this case? I would still run the baseline even though if there wasn't full court press, just because I've always wanted to do that. On that inbound. McCray with the ball to Nelson, far side.
And you'd look good doing it, too.
Dix gives it over to McDonald right in front of us. He gives it back to Beltran. Beltran to Nelson now. Nelson drives near side baseline, gives it off to Dix. Nice little up and under move, and he doesn't get it to fall. That ball did everything but go down. and Central gets the rebound. That was a great play by Dix.
It's a great effort getting it inside and taking a shot like that.
And one thing about Dix, he's not as tall, but he can jump. That kid can jump out of this building if he wanted to. And there goes Texera with the basket. South down 32-14 now. McCray comes near side to Nelson. Nelson looking down low, nothing there, so he gives it off to Beltran, who reverses it to McCray. McCray gives it down low to Dix. Dix, nothing there. Kicks it back out to McDonald, who wasn't expecting it, and that's going to be an over and back, and that's going to be a turnover on South. The turnovers are the name of the game, and it's the turnover since the start of the second quarter that's led to this 32-14 deficit by our South Bison on the McDonald scoreboard. And that's Texera with the ball being guarded by Nelson. Oh, I'll tell you what, Fraley puts up that three, and he hits it. He hits it, nothing but net. McCray quickly ahead to Nelson. Now Nelson near side, nothing there, reverses it out to Beltran, who goes far side to McCray. McCray gives it back to McDonald, top of the key. He gives it back to McCray now. McCray centers up, resets the offense, calls the play, gives it over to Nelson. Nelson down low to Beltran.
Oh, had that. If he catches that pass clean, he's got a layup.
Oh, gosh darn it. They finally had a great break on their offense, just cannot hold on to that pass. South down by 21, 35-14. Make that 37-14.
Sanchez with an easy bucket underneath.
Well, I tell you what, South discombobulated right now. Yes, I said that word. And Nelson goes far side. He's bumped out of bounds. That's going to be a blocking foul on 25. That's Ayala.
Yep, Ayala. That's his third.
I tell you what, we've scored 1 point. 1 point this quarter. So we scored 2 points in the second quarter, 1 point this quarter. We're going the wrong way, South is.
3 points in 2 quarters is not good.
Not good at all. You got 11 points at the end of one, and about 1:51 left in the third quarter. You only have 14.
They're just not getting the shots to fall. They're getting some great looks. They just can't get it to go.
Yep. That's going to be a foul on Texera.
That's his third.
And that's their foul to give. So the next foul will put the Bison at the free throw line for the bonus from here on out. And here comes Francois. It's been a long time since I've seen a Central South game like this. The last 2 years, these games have been really good games. And to see this kind of turnout right now, it's been a while. McCray with the ball. He goes far side. Tries to clear out the far side. Nothing there. So he gives it over to McDonald. McDonald reverses it near side to Nelson. Nelson gives it top of the key to Dix. Dix with a nice little drive. Kicks it back out to McCray for the three, and he hits it.
There we go. That's what we needed right there. Maybe a little fire that can spark the fire for us.
Boy, hopefully it does. That was a nice pass by Dix, who attacked the basket to free up McCray. And that's Francois now with the ball for Central. Get into the front court, goes far side. He's met by Beltran. Beltran doing a good job on defense, and on Anderson just gets by our defenders. Kicks it off to Ybarra. And there's a rebound by Nelson.
Nice work. Got that free tip.
20-point deficit, 37-17. Under a minute left in the third. Not a good pass by Nelson. As that's another turnover. He tried to feed Dix, and I'll tell you what, Fraley saw it all the way. Now Anderson with the ball, gives it over to Ybarra, and they're going to probably hold for the last shot.
That's where those long arms that Frigler has can reach out there and pick out those steals. He does that so often.
It's just not fair. I mean, the kid's like 6'4", and his wingspan's probably 6'6". 5-second count, turnover, Central. You gotta be aware of what's happening.
I think just because they're standing up top,
exactly,
they can just stand there and dribble all day just because the defender's standing up. If he's within that 6-foot range, you've got to pass the ball.
Got to pass the ball. So McCray will have the ball for South, gets it into the front court, and South will probably try to hold. They're not going to try to hold. That's a good back cut, and the pass is bad as Beltran just put a little bit too much on that.
Great
Turnover
cut to the basket. Would have been a layup again if he gets that pass to him. They threw it way in front of him.
South down. Oh, there's the long touchdown pass.
Yep.
Played well by McCray. That's a missed shot. It's going to be rebounded by Anderson, though. It's going to go off Anderson. Out of bounds. South ball. McCray played that touchdown pass really well. And we get the ball back with 18.6 seconds left in the third quarter. McCray goes far side. Nothing really going on there, so he brings it back to the top of the key to McDonald. McDonald tries to drive, gets it tipped out, and that's going to be a turnover on South again. Another turnover. Francois gets the ball tipped out of his hands by McCray, and there's the buzzer. Shot doesn't count. Woo. And going into the fourth quarter, South's going to be down by 20, 37-17. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back here for final quarter action on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network. Have a package that you need shipped somewhere? Then visit American Storage and Postal. Not only will they custom pack your shipment, but they will also ship the package for you using UPS, FedEx, and USPS. But their service doesn't stop there. At American Storage and Postal, you can also rent mailboxes for personal or business use. They also offer other services such as fax, copying, and notary. Give American Storage and Postal a call at 307-635-9335. That's 307-635-9335. Or visit them at 1903 South Greeley Highway and tell them that 1112 BISN sent you. When you sell your home, there's a lot to worry about. Is your home priced right? Is it being marketed properly? With Misty Woods from Number One Properties, not only will she make sure that your home is priced accurately based on market value, but she will also ensure all potential buyers are aware of your listing. With her personal and professional marketing of each listing, you can rest easy by leaving all the big details to her. Back here for fourth quarter action, I'll tell you what. I think the loudest marching band I've ever heard in all the games we've called so far is up in Gillette. Even though we have our own press box up there, their marching band is right in front of you, and it just like reverberates back into that room. Central's right there, came really close. South down by 20, Central with the ball to start the fourth quarter. Storable, you cannot leave him open. Oh my goodness, he missed, and it's going to be rebounded by Dre McCray. Dre McCray checks in. I coached him in football, by the way. Blackwell turns it over. That's a travel on South. Number 22, Dre McCray, getting his second varsity action of the year. So on the floor for the Bison is Dre McCray, Marquez Jefferson, Shane Dillsaver, Richard Blackwell, and Michael DeBryan. Makes you wonder if they're giving him a hard time, too, because he might know most of them. Friends with them, you know?
Yeah.
Got to do that.
Absolutely. Especially when you're cheering for your own team, you got to get in his head a little bit.
Nice defense by McCray on Francois. McCray, a sophomore. They just moved back here from Virginia. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Turnover Central.
It's a moving screen. When that player is coming through, he stepped in front of him, gave him a little lean. You're going to get that call. That's his first.
Well, I'll tell you what, these officials have called a really good game tonight.
It's not bad. Not bad for Colorado officials.
I'll tell you what, that's true. That's true. I'll give you that.
You know what their patch says? IABO?
Yeah.
I am a bad official. That's what that stands for. No, I'm just kidding, guys. It's International Association of Basketball Officials. They do a great job.
Blackwell travels.
Yep, good call. Took that extra step before he got rid of the ball.
Tried to do just a little bit too much. And Isaiah Dix is going to check in for him. Blackwell had 7 turnovers last night. He's up to 5 tonight. I count that to 3 weeks of rust. He hadn't played for 3 weeks, so. Inbound pass, South putting some pressure on. They give it into Ayala. As I lost my breath there, Michael DeBryan with a nice deflection. You got to love Isaiah Dick's effort there.
He's working hard on defense. He's doing a great job.
Ooh, I'll tell you what. He was on the floor doing everything he could but get that ball back. And there goes DeBryan again with his 6th steal of the game. Michael DeBryan gets the ball into the front court.
Now we just got to cash it in on this end.
Boy, Schaefer's is right in front of us, and DeBryan gets a shot blocked. And
Anderson went up big on
yes,
him.
He did. Francois gets the ball back for South after Anderson blocks that ball, that shot. And they're letting him know. And Anderson goes to finish it off, and he's fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line for 2. And that's going to be on Shane Dillsaver. That's his 3rd. 4th foul.
Anderson, our prep athlete of the week, only has 3 points so far tonight. He needs to hit these buckets if he wants to add to that.
You know, he's had to go up against a multitude of defenders, though, and I think that's throwing him off. And obviously that's going to be a lane violation. Did they call it? Nope, I heard a whistle right when the ball hit the rim, so I don't know. Maybe he blew the whistle too early for the sub.
Doesn't matter, he missed the shot.
Yep, he did. And he's a 73% free throw shooter. So both McCrae's are on the floor now. So I'm just going to call him by the first name. And he hits it. 38-17 is your score on the Dairy Queen scoreboard. South trailing 21 points. It's been a long time since I've seen South only put up 17 points this late in the game.
That's really unlike them.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. McCrae with the ball. That's Deontay. Gives it over to Dre now. Dre back to Stillsaver. Dillsaver to Jefferson. Far side. Long three. And Jefferson hits. That's his first points of the game.
Finally got the lid off that basket. Hopefully
Yes.
we can add to that as the game continues.
Texera met by Deontay. He gets into the front court, and he goes all the way coast to coast for the basket. Texera with a nice drive as Jefferson comes back quickly, gives it over to Dre for his three, and he hits it. That's his first basket as a varsity player. Give Jefferson for the assist.
It's a great time for it.
And now both teams just, they're in the,
Great block.
That's a travel. Yep.
Great block by Dix on that.
Dix
play.
rejected that one. Anybody want to know what it's like to bounce a check? Dix just bounced that check. Boy, I tell you what, that was a swat. Isaiah Dix has that athleticism. He's only 6'2", but he jumps like he's 6'8".
And the South student section letting him know about the block.
Bench warning. Tagg Lain gets a bench warning. I wonder why.
He's lucky he got a warning and not the first technical.
Yeah. I wonder what it was for.
I didn't see what it was for.
No.
They gave him a warning, and that was nice of him to do that.
Jefferson gets bumped as he's going in, and that's going to send Jefferson to the free throw line. Number one picks up the foul. That's Ybarra. Jefferson going to the free throw line for the first time this game on a 1-and-1.
That's Ybarra's second foul for the game. Reckling is back in for Central. Estorbo takes a breather.
Jefferson going to the free throw line for the first time, and he's going to get another. So now he gets the bonus free throw. Jefferson, 76% free throw shooter on the season. South down 40-24. Guess you're pretty much playing right now. I mean, there's still a lot of time left. You want to get this down, you've got to go on a good run. And one way to do it is hit those free throws. 5 points for Jefferson. I got it. And he's hounding Ybarra. Good Hawking defense, deflected, and that's going to be tied up, and that's going to be South ball.
That's great hustle.
One thing Jefferson is a very good defender. Held Adlin to 4 points from Laramie last week. Shut down McCord last time. McCord scored 14 points when Jefferson was not on the floor. So
Francois looked to be, Ybarra looked to be shaking up a little bit on that.
Yeah, he did. He's
Francois
walking off gingerly. Almost a give and go. They give it back to Jefferson. Jefferson almost loses it, but he gets control of it. Gives it back to Dillsaver. Dillsaver calling for somebody to come get the ball. Jefferson resets the offense. South down by 15, 40-25. Jefferson with the long two, misses it. Dre comes in, going for the rebound, got too much body.
Well, a lot of people don't notice it. He pushed off with that lower arm, so everything's clean up top. He gives him that elbow in the midsection, gives him a shove. When you extend that arm, you're going to get that call.
So we've seen young McCrae get his first points, his first foul, and his first steal all in one game. Jefferson just making Francois work to get the ball into the front line. Fraley with the ball now. Gives it over to Texera. Texera with a nice little jumper. And he's going to be fouled by McCrae. That's Dre McCrae. And that's going to send Texera to the free throw line. Texera on the season, 71%, averaging 4.6 points a game. Now, we talked about how some of the subs can do these, and Austin Smith coming in for the game.
He got the first one to fall.
16-point deficit. They've got that lead down under 20. because of the referee, Dre McCray being subbed out. Austin Smith, Jr. They have him as number 4 in the program. He's actually number 5. As number 41, Dix gets the rebound. Quickly ahead to Jefferson. Over to Smith. Smith picks up his dribble and travels. Yeah, they never updated the program. Number 5 is like the traveling jersey, and when he finally got it, it's now his permanently for this season at least. So Francois gets by Jefferson into the front court, scores 41-25, throws it over to Fraley. Fraley with the ball now. Reckling had the ball originally. Reckling has the ball now. He gives it over to Ayala, back down to Fraley. Nice. Oh, he gets his own rebound. That's going to be a foul.
Put back and 1. Good hustle by Fraley. You got to give it to him. He hustled on that. Got 2 offensive rebounds.
Yes, he
with
did.
The putback and the foul.
They called that on Jefferson. That should have been on McCray. Jefferson wasn't even in the play.
How many fouls does McCray have?
McCray, Deontay has none. Oh. So they gave that to Jefferson, who has 3 now.
Fraley makes the free throw. Finishes off the 3-point play.
Even when they called the foul on Jefferson, he even looked at the ref and he said, I wasn't even there. So, unfortunately, Marquez is going to get charged with the foul. And he's got the ball now. South down, 44-25, 19-point lead as Nelson set to check back in. Smith with the ball now. Smith to Deontay. Back to Smith, far side. Gives it over to Jefferson. Top of the key, reverses it near side. They give it back far side to Jefferson with a long 3 again. And he hits again.
Nailed it. That's a great shot.
That's a great shot.
That was just about NBA range right there.
South down, 44-28. Another 3-point basket by Jefferson. He's got 8 points this quarter. Fraley with the ball. Gives it over to Reckling. Reckling being guarded by Dix. Goes far side baseline. Nice defense. They give it back out to Anderson. Dill saver on him. Nice spin move. And they give it off to Texier for the 3. He misses. And that's going to be tipped out and rebounded by Fraley. Fraley goes in and he's going to be fouled. It's going to be on either Dix or Dill saver. They're going to call it on Dix.
Yeah. Dix had his arm wrapped up and tried to go for the shot.
And that's going to be the first foul on Dix. Sending Fraley to the line for 2, where he's a 74% free throw shooter on the season. South's offense finally coming to life this 4th quarter. They've scored 11 points this quarter, matching their first quarter output.
These guys coming off the bench are sure giving them a spark.
Yeah, they do. Because they know they don't get many chances. So they're doing everything they can. Is now Lencho Beltran and Brendan Nelson checking in for Isaiah Dix and Shane Dillsaver. 3:31 left.
And that's how you earn your time. You know, when you get your shot, make the best of it so you have an opportunity next time.
Exactly. Exactly right, Keith. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Keith Grenery for sitting in for McDonald tonight. Doing a great job, and he's even keeping stats as Fraley hits his free throw, 46-28. Jefferson quickly ahead over to Smith. Back to Jefferson. Jefferson, long 3.
Oh, he got it to go again.
Oh, my goodness.
He's lighting up.
He is lighting it up.
He can keep that up. It'll get him back in this game pretty quick.
He's got 11 points all this quarter. And Jefferson playing good defense. He's playing like a man possessed.
He's on fire. He's on fire.
Grant Storbo with the ball. Gives it over to Anderson, who goes near side baseline. Gives it back over, and now here's Francois with the 3. He misses, and that's going to be almost rebounded by Central.
Anderson's just too big in there.
And Fraley gets the 2. 48-31. Jefferson with the ball, and he gives it off near side to Deontay. McCray gives it over to Beltran. Beltran picks up his dribble. Not a good place to do it at. Gives it over to Nelson. Back to Beltran. Unfortunately, Beltran was cut into the basket, and that's going to be a turnover on South. 48-31, 2:29 left in the game. South trailing by 17 on the Dairy Queen scoreboard. Story of this game, Jefferson goes into the 4th quarter without a point. He has scored 11 points. 11 points this quarter. That's how many points we scored in the first quarter alone as a team.
Wish he'd got on fire a little bit sooner.
Boy, I tell you what, foul trouble had him on the bench, though. Here's the touchdown pass to Texiera. Texera with the easy layup. 2-point basket. Dre inbounds to Deontay. Deontay quickly ahead. Gives it off to brother Dre. Dre over to Beltran. Picks up his dribble. Gives it back to Dre over to Deontay. Deontay with a nice little hesitation move. Puts up a nice little runner. Missed. Rebounded by Dix. He misses. And that's going to be out of bounds off of South. Well, I tell you what, Deontay had a nice little hesitation move to get to the basket, just unable to finish it. And then Dix got the nice offensive rebound, unable to put it back as well.
How many times have we said that tonight?
I tell you what, man. When you get those second chance opportunities against a tall team, you got to take advantage of it.
When you get those open looks in close, you got to take advantage of it.
Yep. Francois being guarded by Smith. And that's a bad pass. That's out of bounds. Turnover Central. 1:56 left in this game. 50-31 is your score. Central leading our Bison by 19 as Marquez Jefferson set to check in for Smith. Deontay staying in. Okay, we got 5 out there. Deontay gets the ball. He gets it in the front line to Dre. Dre over to Jefferson. The reason I'm saying their first names is because they're brothers. And it's easier to say that. Dre with the 3.
Oh, he almost banked it in.
Almost banked it in.
The banks are closed tonight.
Oh, I'll tell you what. The banks closed after the girls' game. And Anderson with the ball being guarded by Dix. Dix, good defense, but he gets right by him. Oh, and Dix! Dix with another big block.
And Anderson touched it last, so it comes back to South. What a great play. What a great play.
30-second timeout. What I tell you, Isaiah Dix can jump.
He jumped.
Why you don't put an alley-oop play in for him is beyond me. If I was a coach, and this is why I'm not coaching and why I'm over here, I'd have an alley-oop play every time he's in the game.
Kind of reminds me of a smaller version of Josh Adams from UW. He's got that small guy, but he can hop.
He can
hop
hop
out of the gym like that. He's not quite there yet.
Josh Adams, a Chaparral graduate in Colorado.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. He's only, 6 foot, 6'1"?
I believe he's 6'1".
And he could jump like he's 6'9".
I think he'd win a slam dunk contest, man. That guy can hop.
Yes, he can. The junior, he's a junior now, right? Sophomore, junior.
He's a junior.
Junior standout for the University of Wyoming.
Boy, they look great in the border war the other night.
Did you make it over?
I did.
Oh, in that snow?
Beautiful night for a drive.
Well, you're trained to driving weather like that. Isaiah Dix with the 3, and he misses it. Probably not the one you want to shoot the 3-pointer, but it happens. He had a good look.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a foul. Yep. Jefferson with his 4th foul.
Francois will be going to the line for 1-and-1. We're still in the 1-and-1 bonus.
Francois, 75%.
Francois looking for his first points of the night.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And he gets it. One good thing about these Cheyenne games, on the court, they're rivals, but when you see them talking to each other, you know they know each other.
Yep.
And so, a little friendly rivalry. How's that?
Some of these kids played, that junior T-Bird or junior Indian ball together.
Oh, exactly. Nice little head fake there by McCray. He puts up the shot. He banks it off, and it's missed. Rebounded by Francois.
And a steal.
Nice. Was that Dre with his number 22?
22, yeah. Dre with the steal.
Dix.
Oh,
unable to hold on to it. Turnover South. That was a nice high arcing pass to try to get it down low to him. South down by 20. 39 seconds left in this game. South still playing tight defense. That's one thing you got to like about this team. They're down by 20, but they're still playing really hard.
That's right. Always, never say die. Always give it your best right to the last buzzer.
Central fans, remember this. We did this to them last year in this game when we beat them by 20. Central fans had to hear that from South. So now Central fans repaying it.
Turnabout's fair play.
Exactly. When you win by 20, You have every right to do it. Central's going to hold on to the ball. They're passing it around. Fraley with the ball now, being guarded by Deontay McRae. Under 10 seconds, Anderson with the ball being guarded. Stolen away. Oh, and that's going to be a foul. And that is going to be a foul out on Jefferson. He's going to foul out with 11 points. All in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was just going to say, had a great fourth quarter, man. He came out, tried to give his team some spark, and he did that.
And you know what? All those threes he hit, they were not your regular three-point attempt.
No.
They were beyond NBA. So Anderson going to the free throw line for 2 with 3 seconds left. South will travel to Laramie next week, and in a flip-flop, the South boys will play the 5:30 game, and the South girls will play the 7 o'clock game. It was a 2-shot foul.
2-shot foul. He missed the first one.
You got to like his aggression, though.
Good hustle on that first free throw.
Well, I tell you what, if it was a 1-on-1, he would have got the rebound.
That's right. He was in there all the way.
So in the first, I've never recall a varsity boys game being held at 5:30, but they're going to flip-flop so Laramie girls can have a Central night.
Oh.
McRae at the ball, gets it across the half court, launches the 3, and he misses, and that's going to be the ball game. Your South Bison boys fall 52-31 to the Central Indians. We'll be back here next week. Actually, we'll be in Laramie as your South boys make the trek across the hill. Doubleheader action. Keith, thank you so much for joining us.
It was a good time
Truly
tonight, man.
appreciate it, bud. And you'll see Keith Grenewig on the courts repping a very good game for the, the Wyoming, the Cheyenne Ref Association?
Cheyenne Officials Association.
Cheyenne Officials Association. For Keith Grenewig, I'm Alan Cummings on 1112 BISN. You guys have a great weekend.